Hey, welcome back to the incredible voyage that is Kay picked the movie.
Yeah, why
And
is it always got to be like yuck when I pick it?
I liked Death Becomes Her.
Yeah, that was okay. And another movie we have coming up.
What other movie?
Didn't I pick that?
Nope. I did.
Oh, no. Okay.
You did not pick that movie. I wanted to pick another movie from that actor, but you were like, not with the current political climate.
Yep. Okay, so
So,
let's get going. We got a busy day today.
so
Whoa,
we're
whoa,
doing
whoa. Can't
the
really see.
under. Yeah, they can.
Lower it.
No, they can
There.
see it. The underneath.
The underneath.
Uh,
Whoa. Back and forth through. I think they were showing us, what, three different movies or four different movies at
it's one of
once?
those Tarantino-esque movies that came out probably after Pulp Fiction that has the timeline jumping back and forth and stuff. So Kay's gonna mainly talk about it, but
Well,
there's
because you were mainly bored and starting to fall
yeah,
asleep and wanted to stop through
it's
part of it.
yeah, not even half. Like 20 minutes in, I was like, Kay, do you want to watch something else?
And I'm like, no, let's just keep going.
Well, you're going to be talking for a majority of
Okay.
it, but one thing I do want to say is I actually wish that I could modify the camera right here so you could see what we had to deal with because it not only had black bars above and below, but also to the side.
It had black margins.
No, black bars.
That's what you call them. I call it a top
They're
and a lower
black
margin.
bars.
Okay. Anyway,
So it was like you were watching this when you should have been watching this.
well, you should go smaller to bigger.
No, it's the same thing. It was like
Okay. Anyway.
combination of
Anyway.
this when you
Okay.
should have been like
Let's
this.
get going. Okay.
Uh, I thought it was boring, and I will never watch this movie again.
I probably won't watch it again, but
You
the
talk about the
ending,
rest
I
of it.
won't ruin it, but the ending, oh my god. I did not see that coming, and I pretty much figure out a lot of movies and books before they get to the ending. So anyway, it
Uh,
starts out
did
this
you
guy.
predict Acrimony's ending?
No, I didn't. Well, I kind of when I heard about the wedding, then I kind of thought something was going to happen.
What about Lady Terminator?
Well, I knew that they wanted to get rid of her, but I didn't know how they were going to because she seemed like nothing was killing her.
What about Hobgoblins?
Yeah, that one's kind of that missed me. But you got to admit, there are a lot of them that I kind of figure out before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's get started on this.
So just listen to her while I
Don't get too bored.
just listen to her
Oh,
while I
it's underneath, not overboard. Oh.
just listen to her while I
Oh
look
boy, here we go.
just
Okay.
listen to her while I look up legal drugs. I mean,
You're
discount
playing a
sodas.
game. You're playing a game, so cut it out.
Discount
Okay,
sodas
so
around
anyway, it
America.
starts out that this guy is on a bus. He's looking out the window. Well, you don't know he's on a bus yet. He's looking out the window, and then a young lady across the aisle from him, the seat across, was talking in the background. And then all of a sudden, he focuses on her, and she, like, all smiles and everything, blah, blah, blah. So she asks if he was from there, and he asked, where did you work, and, stuff like that. So a little chit chat. And so they both were getting off the bus, and then he gets a taxi, I think, goes to his mom's house. He tells the girl on the bus that he was coming for his mom was getting married because his father had passed away and it's been a few years. So he comes home and mom wants to be all lovey-dovey because she hasn't seen him for a while, and he's like, oh no, the bus smell, gonna take a shower. So he gets out of the shower, and then his brother comes into the room and they start talking and everything, and then he goes to the
And
bar.
and after you had to endure the terrible female nudity that was Lady Terminator, you got to see some male behinds.
I don't care about it. Yuck. anyway, so he goes to this bar, and then you find out there's a little more of the story that's unraveling. And he sees the girl that he was kind of involved with, and I think she wished he would ask her to marry him, and all of this stuff, blah 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 blah. And then he wants to see her, and she's like, no, I can't. And then the bar owner comes out, gets involved, and kind of shoos him away. The bar owner was kind of very controlling and not so nice and stuff like that. So then she calls him, they meet, and she was angry with him why he came back to town, why he left, he shouldn't be there, whatever. And so that story goes on. The brother is involved. The brother has a real chip on his shoulder about the guy that came back for his mom's wedding, because he wasn't there for when his dad died, and he wasn't there, and he kind of is like mom's favorite. And so that little rivalry goes on and on.
Oh man.
So then the girl,
All these drugs, I mean,
knock it
sodas.
off. You're not doing sodas. You're doing Roller Coaster Tycoon or something.
Sure. They're out of the sodas that I want to try, so, I'll look up Film Brain.
Oh, whatever. Okay. So then the wedding goes on, and then he starts seeing the other girl. He needs a job. His mom's fiance gets him a job in the armored truck business, and when he's going to interview, he tells the young man exactly how he should interview. So the boss is going to ask you, do you want a mint? Tell him the first time no, and then just talk and talk and talk. And then if he asks you if you want a mint the second time, then say, sure, I'll have a mint. That's good. And then the boss is like, I'll be talking to you. So then he had to take a polygraph, and he was kind of nervous about that, but I guess he passed it. And then it comes to his ex-girlfriend, ex-fiance ends up marrying the bar owner, and you don't find out why until they meet. They meet, and she tells him why. And they weren't doing anything. He's renting a house now, or a flat. And she's telling him the whole story about his brother used to hit on her after he left town, and forced her to marry the bar owner and everything. So the brother was a real piece of work. So next happens, the bar owner shows up.
Fat.
The bar owner shows up at the place that he's renting, and he assumes the worst. They didn't do anything, they were only talking. So then he's got the bright idea that he's going to get the bartender involved in a heist of one of the armored trucks. After they pick up the money on Saturday, there's usually close to $1 million or more in the armored trucks from all the retailers, and it actually gets stored in the warehouse and won't get to the bank until Monday. And everything is kind of free because it's not all counted and everything.
Have you mentioned who the cast is?
No.
Elizabeth Shue is one of them.
Elizabeth Shue is in it, yes. Who else?
I don't know.
The guy that's the in the wheelchair on Mom.
I don't watch Mom.
Okay. He is the bar owner. He is like really mean. So then they're talking, and then he was acting like he's got this job proposal. So then he's talking and talking. The bar owner and him are talking, and then he's like, well, I've got this guy that can handle the job. He doesn't tell me who he is. I don't ask who he is. And we'll just do it this way, this way, this way. You will get contacted when it's going to happen. So he gets contacted, and the guy says, okay, on your route, look for the guy on the corner in the yellow suit. He's going to take off his sunglasses, and then you're going to raise your left hand off of the steering wheel for just a second to say, it's on, you've got the money. So then all of a sudden, this white van is following him. So in between all of this, there's another plot going on where he is actually married to his ex-fiance, and he's a big gambler, and he's winning money. So he gets this huge screen TV, this satellite dish that takes up his whole backyard. So I forget what year was this movie, early 80s or something.
It came
Because
out in 95, I
okay,
thought.
so not many people had the satellite dish,
But
but
what's
this thing
weird,
took the
here's the
whole
weird
backyard.
here's the weird thing on the DVD. It came out in like 95, but the DVD says 98.
Hmm. Maybe it didn't go to DVD until 98. I don't know.
It still would have said like made 95.
Yep, maybe. So you got that plot going on in the background.
It's from a famous
She's
director.
trying to be an
I'll look it up later.
actress.
I'll look it up later.
And he's blowing money, and then
By doing like the
gambling.
No, she's a celebrity. She's trying to be a celebrity by doing the
lotto.
Yeah, lottery numbers.
The lottery numbers. So he was like, less smile. She's all smile. Number 8. No, less smile. Number 8. Yes, that's good. So he was on the phone with his bookies, and then she found out that they weren't going to do the audition, and she stood down there for an hour and a half until she found out. So she was a little mad. The brother was kind of shady, always in the background of what was going on. And so you got the 3 plots going on. And then, so then the robbery happens. So he has to go into this one place with the bank, for the last bank. And then he watches, he knew the white van was following him. So he watches in the back, and then the white van comes in.
I think at this point I'd already zoned out.
Okay. So the white van comes in. He's already in the bank. He wanted to make sure that nobody was going to be around. He, in the advance, had gone out with Elizabeth Shue into the dock area to get the 4-digit code to the gate to let the van in. So that was a key piece of information. So then, all of a sudden, they get out of the van, and his now stepdad fires at him. He gets shot. Elizabeth Shue sits in the corner, just staying out of the room.
Oh my God! I now remember who the director is. I looked it up.
Who?
Steven Soderbergh, the same guy who did Magic Mike.
I didn't see Magic Mike.
You never saw the Magic Mike movies?
No.
He also did The Girlfriend Experience.
No.
Did he do?
So then his stepdad.
Oh, he did Out of Sight. He did Aaron Brockovich, Traffic.
Oh, Aaron Brockovich. I've seen that. Traffic. I don't remember.
Did he? He directed though. I'm trying. Wait, hold on.
This must have been an early one of his.
I'm trying to see if he did direct the Oceans trilogy.
Oceans 11, Oceans all the way to 13, Oceans 8, Oceans 9, whatever. So here we are, and he gets shot up, and he ends up, the next scene is in the hospital, and he's heavily seduced with medication and everything, and he's getting a little paranoid. And everybody keeps coming in asking him questions, calling him a hero and everything. The armored truck manager comes in. He says, "Don't worry, the boss is very proud of you."
Yes, Steven Soderbergh. He directed all 3.
Oceans?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Those are good movies. So then...
Well, the first one.
Did you ever see the others? You ever see The Italian Job?
Yeah.
Oh, you did, finally. Okay. So he's
in the hospital. We saw that together with JJ.
Okay, he's in the hospital. And then he's getting very nervous because his brother comes in and says, "Oh, since you're such a hero and everything, and everyone knows that you really did do it," and giving him the guilt and everything. And he said, yeah, we don't, we're not going to have a cop outside your door or anything because I think a cop at the hospital entrance is enough and everything. And he then starts getting paranoid because he sees this guy out in the hallway in a suit, and there's a bulge with the suit, like there's a gun there or whatever.
Oh, should I tell you who the guy who played Michael Chambers is?
Hmm.
I wonder if that's related to Tamara Chambers. Probably not. Peter Gallagher,
Yes, the
whoever
guy with
he
the
is.
big eyebrows. He has big eyebrows.
Who is the person in the wheelchair? Or
The guy
the
from
the
Mom.
boss?
Yeah,
What was his character's name?
I don't know. Ricky something, I don't know. So then the nurse comes in. He rings the nurse, and he's like, she said, it's time. He said, can you adjust my pillows? Because he wanted to see better. The mirror that he could see at the edge of the room was facing out in the hallway. And so
Oh, I remember this part.
when
Kind
he's
of.
in the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
so then he's a little paranoid, and he asks the nurse, who's that guy in the hallway? And she said, oh, that's Mr. So and so. His wife came in, car accident, and he's waiting for her to wake up and all this. And then she says, it's time for you to take your pills. I don't need it. I don't need it. He wants to try and stay awake. And he asks the nurse, can you ask him to come in and talk to me? So she's like, sure, that's a little weird, but she didn't say that, but she looked at him like, sure, okay. So then she goes out and talks to him, and then she said, okay, here he is. This is Mr. So and so. This is Mr. So and so. And so he sits down on the edge of the bed, which is weird in a hospital. You don't usually sit on the patient's bed, which I thought was kind of mundane to do, but
William Fichtner.
okay.
That's the guy who's in Mom.
Okay. Did you look him up?
Yeah,
In Mom or in the movie?
both.
Oh, okay. Good. He did a couple other movies too. I don't remember
Yeah, he did
offhand.
Crash.
Mm. He's done a couple. Didn't he do a submarine
Ugh.
or Navy one?
He did that really bad movie, The Lone Ranger.
No, there was another one. It involved a ship or
Oh, he was in
army.
Phantom.
What about Army or Navy or something? He was in a movie.
Phantom is about a submarine, so maybe
Oh,
that
okay,
one.
maybe that was one. So then
He was in
they
Black
had
Hawk Down and Pearl Harbor.
oh, Black Hawk Down. That was I think we got that movie, don't we? That was a tough movie.
Yep.
I worked with a guy that
Also
was
got
actually
also
in
got The
that.
Perfect Storm. He was also in The Perfect Storm.
Oh, okay. So then he asks the guy, he says about the bulge in his pocket, and it was a huge like walkie-talkie cell phone. And then he's like, okay, okay, maybe this guy is legit. Why don't you stay here and talk to me until I fall asleep? So he stays there in the chair a long time, and then he's asleep. And then all of a sudden, another guy comes into the room, and they cut his oxygen, his IV, and everything. They haul him out of the hospital, and he's like thinking, oh my God, Johnny, was the guy's name Johnny, the bar owner?
Who's the oh who?
Johnny? Was it Johnny?
Who are you talking
The
about?
bar owner that married his girlfriend.
Doesn't really say. I'm on Wikipedia.
Okay. So anyway,
Richard Linklater. Let's just say it was him.
Richard?
No, the actor or the director is Richard Linklater.
Okay, whatever. So he's like, he hired you. I'll pay you more. What do he give you? 10? I'll give you 100. So because they were, millions, they were going to have money. So all of a sudden he ends up in Whispering Pines, which was the plan where he was going to meet the girlfriend. They were going to split the money and everything. Well, he kind of gets in there, and the girlfriend is there, and the bar owner is there. They don't treat him very well. He's got one arm in a high up cast, and he's got a leg in a cast, and he doesn't look too good. And so then, they knock him around a little bit, tried to shoot him. So they shot the other guy that brought him there because they wanted a lot of loose ends not there. They didn't want any loose ends, sorry. And so then the girl has the gun pointed at him, and the boss goes outside, puts the body in the trunk of their car, and comes back in, and the girlfriend gave him the gun. So he shoots the bar owner a couple times, and then the girl turns on him and knocks him down. They were both fighting, and he ends up on the floor, can't get up, and the girl takes off. So she's the only one that really knows where all the money is. And I'm not going to give you the closer because I did not see this coming, who was actually the brains and the boss behind this. So, anyway, okay, I made it kind of boring for you, but it was kind of a boring movie, and it had 3
Yes.
plots going on at once. And if you want to check it out, go ahead.
No!
I guess you could call it a thriller, right? Because
Psychological thriller, I think.
the end of it, the one plot that was in it, I don't think actually took place. He didn't marry the girl because he took off from town, or maybe he married the girl and then he took off, or he didn't marry him and they were living together, and then he took off and then was coming back for the mom's wedding. So maybe that plot had already taken place, and then now they had the new plot, which was present, and then the other plot that was going on. Anyway,
Next week let's watch something more entertaining.
okay.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Hush.